Okay guys, today I'm going to be taking you through a program I wrote that's it's a PowerShell script that's based on a tool that Microsoft developed several years ago called winget. What winget basically is it's a package manager for Windows. If you've ever used like a Linux distribution, this is a very common way of installing, removing programs, upgrading programs, and things like that. It allows you to do it from basically like a command line window and just like type in commands enter stuff and just automatically silently install it without having to push a bunch of buttons to tell you what to do or what to install or traditional installer that you would follow through and just click next in a if you were doing a traditional install on a Windows machine using a file installer. So I put this program available on GitHub when I wrote it, and I wrote it with the assistance of Copilot. They have the assistance of Copilot, but I put it as a winget program.7zip, and I'll leave the link in GitHub that's available to this. But we go ahead and open this. I then went ahead and extracted it, and it's going to be right over here. It's called winget program. But I'm going to go ahead and go into this, and then click Run as Administrator. You want to hit Yes to the administrator prompt. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring up this window. It's going to tell me that the winget package manager is already installed because for me it is. However, if you didn't have the winget module installed, what this program is going to do is it's going to tell you it doesn't have it installed, but then it is also going to prompt you to push enter in order to launch the Microsoft Store window, which will then allow you to install winget, which at this point, honestly, I think comes by default with most Windows installations. The app, though, if you're looking for it in the Microsoft Store, is called App Installer. And if you want to find out specifically how to get it, if it's not installed, you can always just Google it. But it is installed for me, so I'm going to go ahead and hit Enter to start the program. Okay, from here it gives us a couple of options. I gave myself the option to install a program, uninstall a program, create a JSON backup file, reinstall programs in the JSON file, and upgrade programs. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, just to show you this right off the bat, is I'm going to do one, install a file. I'm going to, just as an example, say we want to install Notepad. If I could spell, that would be wonderful. Notepad++. And make sure I'm clicked in the window here. And it's going to go ahead and install Notepad++. Successfully installed. And the reason it didn't prompt me for that is because prompt me for like an administrator account like it did for the first one is because I already went through the first time and said yes, and I'm running this from like an administrator command prompt or PowerShell window or what have you. Do I want to install another program? No, I do not. Not at this particular time. Do you want to run the overall program again? Yes. And then I'm going to go ahead and create a JSON backup file. 3. Okay. What this is going to do is it's going to create a what's called a JSON backup file at this location here, ctemp. If you do not have a folder called temp on your machine at the root of the C drive, it will create it for you and push this particular file in here. What this is, if we take a look at it, what winget basically did was it went through your system, it took a look at the programs you have installed, and went, okay, what does he have installed here that's also available in winget? It performs a comparison between the two and then uses that to create this list. This is useful for if you ever do if you're ever migrating your programs between systems, like you build a new system, you could theoretically run this backup process on your old system to get a lot of your programs transferred over, put it on the new computer, put it in ctemp, and then run it from there. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. But what we're going to do is we're going to close this, And then we're going to go to, do I want to run the program again? The answer is yes, I do. So we want to, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to uninstall Notepad++. I'm going to remove what I just did. Okay, so 2, and we're going to remove that same program. Okay, enter, and it's going to uninstall Notepad++. Uninstalled successfully. Okay, so the reason it said that is because there are multiple versions of Notepad++ available within the winget repository, but it went ahead and removed the one that I had, which if you can, we look here, you will see that Notepad++, it, it, where is it? Wait, was that just a fluke? Or no, Notepad++. I don't know why it's having issues with that at the moment, so I just went ahead and installed another program. Like I said, this is just something that I developed by myself. I know it's not 100% perfect, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. But I'm going to go ahead and hit yes. Now that I want to run the program again. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do matter of fact, I'm not sure why I had that issue, but let me go ahead and remove Notepad++ from the control panel because I want to show you this. Notepad++ right here. Uninstall, yes we do. Uninstall it. And then we're just going to let this uninstall itself. Yes, I would. Close. And then we're going to do a reinstall from the JSON back. So before we do that, I'm going to do zoom, which you can tell I no longer have zoom on here. And Notepad++, you just saw me remove it. All I have here is a regular Notepad in Windows 11. So I'm going to do a 4, which is a reinstall of programs from the JSON file. Okay. It says please make sure that that file is in the ctemp backup location, which it is. And we can just check that real quick just to verify. So we've got that there. And then I'm going to go ahead and push the enter key. This is going to take a minute because I'm asking it to install a few different programs. Okay, it's doing the zoom install. And then programs were imported successfully. And then I also want to see if Notepad++ is back. And Notepad++ is back, which it did reinstall, which you saw me remove, and then also Zoom should be back, which it is, which we can bring up right here. So as I demonstrated, I'm not sure what the hiccup was with the Notepad++ application earlier. It's possible that I had installed another version of it earlier and it hadn't quite removed, which is why it threw that error that there's more than one version involved. But overall, I've done extensive testing of this, and it's a program that works pretty well, in my opinion, and I think people will get some use out of it. The last option that I want to go over is the option 5 to upgrade a program. We're going to do 5. Okay, I was at the wrong prompt. It said, do you want to run the program again? And I chose the wrong prompt, so give me just 1 second. I'm going to go back here, winget program, run as admin, yes, and which one do I want to do? 5 is telling me that no packages are available for upgrade. So what this basically does is it takes a look at the programs that are installed on your computer that are also available in winget. And what it does go through is it looks for the version number. It will see if it has any newer version numbers available in winget for this particular program, which in this case, it doesn't because I keep this virtual machine pretty up to date. Do I want to run this program again? No, I don't. And do you want to run the upgrade program again? Do I want to run the main program again? No, I do not. And it's going to tell me program complete, and then I can push any key to close it out. But because you weren't able to see that last little bit, I want to show you actually what the code to do the upgrades looks like. I wrote this primarily using functions and switch case with the heavy assistance of Copilot, as I said. But this is like to create the JSON backup. Whenever it asked for a source, I always tempted it to use the winget repository just for consistency and responsibility. But this is the start of the upgrade function. It will tell you what programs are available for upgrade if there are any, and it will give you 2 options. You can choose either 1 to upgrade them all or 2 to upgrade them one at a time. And you can do that one at a time by specifying the program name that's given to you in that list that you saw when I had the issue with installing Notepad, or you can choose the option to upgrade everything all at once. And then it will, if there's no updates available, it will tell you that there is no update available. Um, so there's that, and I just wanted to show you what it is, and then what I did here is basically called all the different functions I created in order to do this. I also created the nested do while loops to make sure that the program runs. You have to enter like 1, 2, like that to get it to run. And then I also did include error checks so that it shouldn't be possible unless you're in something like crazy like ABCD to throw the error checking loop for an error. So anyway, guys, that's just a real simple basic tool that I think will be helpful to people. As always, though, I assume no liability from your use of this tool. Anything, if you choose to use it, that's on you. That's not me saying, well, the code that I developed is, not good or bad or malicious intent. It's just I can't predict every single circumstance that may occur in every single use case. I'm not God. So if you choose to use this product, use the script I developed, you do so at your own risk. But I hope you found this useful and that you would maybe consider playing around with my script to see if it works well for you. But once again, just as a final note, you're going to need to extract a file and click Run as admin and hit yes to that in order to get it to work. If you get a Smart Screen Defender error that says Windows stopped this from running, that's because it doesn't have like the digital signatures or the digital certificates that you would see in, say, a commercially released app that they would do that testing of just to make sure that everything is a-okay and on the up and up and known to work well with the system. It doesn't have that by virtue of I'm the one who wrote it along with the assistance of Copilot. So that's why it's throwing that error. Hit more info and then run anyway in order to complete that on that side. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And if I come up with anything else or any other projects, or there's something that you think would maybe be cool to do, please drop a comment, leave a like, and have a good day.